Hello, Rick. We are group number 5, Sarah, Rajdeep, Carolyn, and Komal. We're here with our group assignment number 1. We have scraped information regarding the top 100 universities around the world according to Times Higher Education. For our first assignment, we have scraped, transformed, and stored worldwide university data from Times Higher Education, which was used to assist us in our build of our CRUD web application. Throughout our presentation slides, you'll see the processes that we've gone through to create our CRUD web application from beginning to end. Throughout our slides and demonstration video, you'll learn how we acquired the data, what tools and processes we've used to scrape the data from Times Higher Education. You'll see our data model. You'll see how we stored our data, what tools and methods were used to accomplish that. And you'll learn about the processes and tools used to build our CRUD web application. Along with a brief description of our processes, we've provided screenshots and visuals for you to see as well, and you'll get demonstrations from Komal and Carolyn. So, Komal, take it away.
Thank you very much for that, Sarah. Rick, welcome to our presentation. This is the first assignment of social data mining techniques. First assignment, but it is definitely pretty challenging for all of us. So our team decided to build a web application with 100 top ranking universities from around the world. And for that, we chose this website, which has top ranking universities from 2021, but we only needed 100 of them. So first, we are using these two main libraries. One is to get access to the website, and the other one, Beautiful Soup, is to parse or scrape data from there. So we began by importing these two libraries, and this is the website that I want to connect to. So this is the URL. Now, when I send the request to this website, it says bad response. That means the website does not or is not allowing me to get access to them. I am not authorized to get there in order to scrape data. So in order to get around that, I installed this driver, Chrome driver, onto my local system, and then use that driver to get access to the URL. So if I run this opens up the website that has the data that we want. Now let's go back to Jupyter Notebook again. Now it's time to put that URL into Beautiful Soup and get to the table that is on the website. So I run this. Now I have access to the table there. Now from the table, I want to go into the table body, go into each row of the body, and from the row, I'm creating a loop to find all the data from each row. And once it finds all the data from each row, that row will be appended to this empty list. And from that empty list, I am creating a data frame here. So if I run this code again, I can save this onto my local system, which is already there. But if I run this code, it shows what the data looks like. But I want to make sure that this data set that we have, which is rank, university, country, number of full-time students, student staff ratio, percentage of international students, and male-female ratio in the universities, looks fine. But if I want to check if there are any null values, I run this code, which returns that all these rows are fine except for the last one, which has 11 null values. So we could keep this information as it doesn't really matter, because we just need this rank and university. It doesn't really matter what we have, but we decided to get rid of the last column. So if I run this code, that will drop the final column, as you can see here. And um, we wanted to check which country has the highest number of top ranking universities in 2021. So if I run this creates a seaborne count plot, and this shows that United States has the highest number of top ranking universities, which is not surprising at all. Now, we have the data. It's time to save this data onto a Mongo Atlas cloud-based data storage facility. So I bring in the library, and this is the client I have. I have my name, password, and everything set up. So I want to connect to that client, and the connection is successful. And within the client, there is these namespaces. One is for database, and the other one is for collection. So I want to connect to that very specific collection there. So if I run this, it's successful. The other thing that we must keep in mind is that MongoDB does not allow these rows and columns. The way they store data is quite different. That means I have to convert this into some kind of JSON format. So the closest is dictionary. So I'm trying to change each data point into a dictionary format. So I convert it to dictionary, and when I run this, so each row becomes a dictionary or JSON-like format. So once I have this for all 100 universities, I can simply run this code, which I'm not going to because I already have the data that I need. This will store all these or insert all these data points into the collection or into the database. So I'm not going to run this because it is already there. To check if I have the right information on my database, I can run this for loop, and I can retrieve the data from my database. So if I simply run this, I get all 100 ranking 1 all the way to 100 university ranking information, which is stored in this cloud database. As you can see, that's the information. I have 100 total documents. Now from here, we're going to build a web application, and over to Carolyn. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Knight, and for my portion of this project, I worked on the web application to manage the entries in our database. This web application was designed so that it had CRUD capabilities. Specifically, when developing this website, we used Visual Studio Code. As you can see, I have this window open right now. We use a few different tools within Visual Studio. The first was the Node.js platform to write the JavaScript code, and the second was the Express.js framework. This Express framework works alongside Node to improve its web server and API functions. And finally, MongoDB was used as well for pulling information from the database. To begin, the name of this project, as you can see, was the top universities, and it was that CRUD application with Express and MongoDB. And these were some of the dependencies that we used, or that I used while developing this application. This project structure followed the MVC application design pattern. So you can see that there is a model folder, controller, and views. Within this configure file, it is referencing the database on MongoDB, specifically our username and the name of the project file. Our server was this server file is the information of connecting to the server, and within the database, this is connecting specifically the MongoDB database to the server. Now the router file within routes contains information about being able to add a user or a new university or update a specific university or entry within the website application. And then the API built into the website, there's the post, get, put, and delete requests. So we have a controller file as well. As I mentioned, this follows the MVC folder or design pattern. Within views, we have our add user function. So this is the form that will come up when adding a new user and then posting to it. So the rank, name of the university, country, etc. This is similar to the update user. Well, this one, when it shows up and we're updating a particular university, you'll see that the form is already filled. So the name of the university, if we're updating it, it will show you what it currently is listed as well as the other information that's been pulled from the database. This form is the structure of the form that was developed. As I'd mentioned earlier, or just previously, rank, name of university, country, etc. And then show, this was used to actually pull our information from the database and load it into the table developed onto the website. Okay, so now I'm going to launch our website in the terminal down here at the bottom. You can see it's loading and it's now running on our local host. Pull this up. And we have our top 100 universities in the world. Scroll down all the way down to the bottom. So some are duplicated, so 94 and 94 are a tie, so then it jumps to 96, but there are 100 entries in this web application. So rank, university, country, the number of full-time students, the number of students per staff, and the percentage of international students. So adding a new university, what we can do is, this is a blank form, just add we'll say 101 with Dartmouth College in the United States. I don't recall how many students there were, but it's probably a small liberal arts college. We'll say 12. We'll just throw another number in there. Save. Data inserted successfully. Okay, go back. All right, and another option we can do here is, as I mentioned, editing or updating. Click on this, and this information is already preloaded. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the delete button to work, but what I can show you here, how do I want to delete this? I can go, we'll delete UCLA, grab this ID here, copy, open it up in Postman, delete, send, user was deleted, go back to the website, reload, where's UCLA? And see, it's gone. For whatever reason, I was not able to get the front end of it working for our website, but the back end was working. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed our presentation.